Hey, you guys, it's Sarah and Katrina back for another episode of the Molar Report. And today we have another special guest. You guys maybe have seen her on TV a little bit so far, but she is a mom. She serves in the United States Air Force, and she is a fellow RDH.
Woo-hoo.
Meet Christina Luna.
Yay! Virtual applause.
Yay, yay. So thank you so much for being on the show with us today.
Oh, thanks for having me. I'm so excited.
Yeah, awesome.
We are so excited to have you. I know things have probably gotten a little crazy in your life with the holidays and everything else going on. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to meet with us. So we appreciate that.
Yes, thank you.
Especially after a long day of work.
I got off a little early, so it's
Yeah, that's awesome.
I wish I looked as good as you after work. I mean, come on.
Imagine what her patients think.
I know.
They never miss a dental appointment.
so fun.
White and pretty, and her hair. So anyway,
she's gonna be like, those girls were obsessed with me. I'm never talking to them again. That's funny. That's funny. So Christina is joining us all the way from Colorado Springs, and she lives a little bit in the boonies, right, Christina? So she might have a little spotty connection. So if you guys are having a hard time hearing, or if you missed anything, you can type something in and we can answer a question if you have anything. So feel free to type in any questions that you might have, and we will try to get to those whenever we get a chance. Okay? All right.
good.
So Christina, tell us what got you into dentistry.
Oh, this is always a fun story because when I first started my early college days, I wanted to be the next Oprah. I wanted to be a journalist. That's what I did all through high school. And I was slowly nicking away at classes, and, school's expensive, So I decided to join the Air Force. And at that time, I just let the Air Force pick my job. That's a risky move, honestly, because you usually end up in something that's horrible. But I got dental assisting, and I thought to myself, what is this? What do you mean dental assisting? I didn't get it. I didn't understand. I actually didn't grow up going to the dentist. So I was like, what do you mean I'm going to help a dentist? I was so confused, but I quickly fell in love with it. I realized it's a great career. And as I was learning more about dental assisting, I ended up exploring other careers within the dental field. So I stuck with it, and little by little, I earned a degree kind of sideways into exercise science, but I wanted to keep the sciences so I could apply to dental hygiene school, which ultimately I did.
Awesome. And how long have you been practicing now?
Dental hygiene, I'm kind of relatively new, about 2 years or so, 2.5. But I've been in the dental field for 12 years.
Oh my gosh, me too. So I started in 2006, and I graduated hygiene as a dental assistant, and then I graduated hygiene school in 15.
Oh, cool. Yeah. So kind of the same.
Yeah. Sarah's been a hygienist for, 13 years now?
I'm an old lady compared to you girls. Yeah, I graduated in 2007 from hygiene school.
So yeah, right when I was starting my dental knowledge and career, I was just like, but I love the seasoned RDHs, because you can always learn so much from them.
For sure. Yeah, so we have several of those that are members of the Molar Report. So hopefully some of them are watching. But yeah, we could definitely learn a lot from them.
Can we talk about journalism a little bit? Because I love journalism. That's how the Molar Report got its name, was because I love interviewing, journal communications, media stuff. So what were your plans for journalism? Like, I know you mentioned Oprah, but was there anything else that you were interested in?
Yeah, I thought about radio for a while. I had to do like the senior project, and I went to Marshall University. That was the first university I ever went to, and I did their little radio show for my senior project, and I was like, radio is so cool. But in high school, I was on the yearbook staff, and I was co-editor of my school paper, and I used to do writing competitions. And when I tell people that, they just laugh so hard, because we would really drive like 4 hours up to WVU, West Virginia University, because I'm originally from West Virginia, and I would like sit in a room with a computer. They'd give you a project, and you'd have to make up this like editorial story or this feature story, and your writing would go up against people from all over the state. And they had
so cool.
My senior, or was it my junior year, I won a national scholarship that one boy and one girl from every state win. It was called the Al Newharth Free Spirit Scholarship for journalism students. And so I was like, I'm really on the path to becoming the next Oprah. Like, I just knew it, you know? And then reality sunk in, and, you know, I had gotten married and unfortunately divorced later on, but I had 2 beautiful daughters. And I thought, journalism is the best way to go when trying to raise 2 children on your own as a single mom. And I knew that journalism, you can write in any career field, just like, you know, you're doing this because you love journalism, and it's a side fun thing for you. And I was like, I can write no matter what career I'm in. So I kind of put that dream to the side and pursued hygiene.
So have you ever tried to get anything published since you've been a hygienist?
No, I haven't.
You totally should.
Yes, you totally should.
Sarah and I have both been published, and I think that you should do it. We'll just contact Mark Hartley right after this, and we'll just tell him we've got one on the way.
Follow the footsteps.
Yeah, people at RDH magazine are awesome. They have, I think Mark doesn't work there, but they have a new editor. Amelia, I think, is one of the editors. But anyway, some really good people there. So, and they're always looking for new writers and new content, and you would be great. So you should definitely, you know, consider that.
They would love to hear your story. You totally should do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
No pressure.
I'm going to check in on you after the first of the year. Hey, and you get paid. So
yeah.
Who doesn't want to make some extra cash? All right. Well, so that, I guess, brings us to the Air Force. So, I mean, you said that you decided you wanted, did you do that to help you go and get into school? Was that your main reason to go into the Air Force?
I would say that was one of the top reasons. I had lots of family members and friends who had joined the military, and I saw what good it did in their life. And I was actually a late join. I joined when I was 22. So, you know, a lot of people join right out of high school. They're 18, they're young. I was 22. I'd already been in school and had jobs. And so paying for school, I was hoping to travel the world, you know. And at that point have a good job. So it's kind of a threefold there. But one of the biggest reasons absolutely was to get my school paid for.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
That's smart, yeah.
I'm too scared to do something like that.
Me too. I'm not brave enough. So thank you for.
Yeah, thank you for that.
If I can do this, I promise anyone can. Like, it's, you wouldn't believe what you can do when you just do it, right?
That's a very good point. That's true. Yeah. So you said you wanted to travel the world. Have you been able to do it?
I absolutely have. So I mentioned joining the Air Force. I did 4 years active duty, and then I transferred to the Air National Guard, and that's where I served my state. So I joined the Washington Air National Guard, and then when I moved to Colorado, I switched to the Colorado Air National Guard. And both times, well, when I was active duty Air Force, I lived in Germany for about 2 years. Wow. So that was my first time in Germany. And then in the Air National Guard, I do humanitarian deployments where I go and provide dental care to underserved populations. So I've been to places, Alaska, Hawaii. I've been to Morocco, Southeast Asia, and then even some of our home, right here in our own country, Kentucky, I went to last summer. to help out. So Spain, I forgot it. We got to stop in Spain, Guam, Philippines. So yeah, I've definitely gotten a lot of travel time out of my service.
Wow.
So you definitely have some writing content that you can share.
I've seen some things like
yeah.
That's
wow.
awesome.
You could even write on your volunteering. Like we're like thinking of all these different topics for her. We're gonna have to butt out of her life at some point.
We're gonna have to stop.
Well, that's really cool. So she's not just tough as nails and a hygienist, which makes her really cool to begin with, but she's also volunteers her time, and she's drop dead gorgeous. So, wow. And
you have it all going for you.
Yeah. Did you say you're single?
Well, I have a boyfriend.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good because you would be getting a lot of phone calls right now. So she's taken, guys. So don't even think about it.
He's like, oh my gosh.
So what made you decide to try out for the Titan Games?
That's also a really good question. You guys are full of really good questions. I'm not a competitor by any definition. I've dabbled in a couple of like little hometown workout competitions, but nothing like really where I'm trying to like win or really test my limits, I guess you could say. So I thought this was a very unique opportunity to step outside of my comfort zone. And I mean, the fact that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson had anything to do with it excited me.
Yeah.
So I was like, sign me up for that.
Yeah. So did you actually get to meet him?
Yeah.
Is he as nice as I want him to be?
He was incredibly kind, humble. He was there watching you compete, watched everybody. And even no matter what time it was, just right there on the sidelines. Like, it's true what they say. Like, I mean, they say he's the hardest worker in the room, and him just being there right along with us proves that, because there were long nights that we had, and he was there with us the whole time.
That's a great leader. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We need a lot more of those.
Mm-hmm.
For sure.
So tell us about that experience.
That was
how many days? Like, how long were you gone from your family?
I don't know if I can speak on that. How long I was gone.
Oh, yeah, I can understand that. So, but I'm okay. So how was it dealing with the distance from your girls? I mean, I'm sure that was really tough.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely hard. The good thing is it sounds bad, but I was almost used to it. Those humanitarian deployments I talked to you about earlier, those are at least 2 to 3 weeks. So obviously they can't come with me. So we've kind of gotten accustomed to mommy goes away about once a year or so. But with technology, I could FaceTime them every day. I'm a little embarrassed to say they both have iPhones.
Well, they're kind of a necessity for some kids these days. So, when you have a parent gone, that's understandable.
I am not going to tell my kids that. No.
Sorry. They read a lot though too. Like we have a 45-minute commute to work every day, and they're reading in the car. It's not like they're not always on their phone, but it's nice to have it because I can text them when mommy's busy. Going to compete at the Titan Games. Text you back later.
Yeah, I can definitely see when they could come in handy. I'm not hanging out with The Rock, so my kid is not getting a phone.
But it was also easy too because they knew where I was, and oh my gosh, when I told them that I was going, they were like, "You get to meet the guy from Jumanji?" Like,
yes. Sarah and I were just talking about this. She has never seen it.
I think I've seen it as a kid, but I don't remember anything about it. I just remember monkeys. The new one. Oh no, I've never seen the new one. Sorry.
So, we watch it all the time. We love that movie.
Yeah, it's our favorite. So, you have allergies, Spencer? I'm missing the top 2 feet of my body. It's one of our favorite movies.
Where's my phone?
I just can't even with this place. Okay.
I'm feeling a little left out. Like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
I know. We'll get off.
No, I'm just kidding.
She needs to go watch it. She does.
I'm sure I've watched the movies that you guys have probably never even heard of, you know?
Because don't let that sweet face fool you, Christina. She's like really into like these like horror movies and well, thrillers and stuff.
Yeah, scary.
Actually, like I love scary horror. Like I love it. So I'm right there with you too.
Okay. Gosh, we have so many things in common.
I know.
That's awesome.
All right. Well, we'll get out of the movie topics, and Sarah can't join in on that conversation. But that's okay. All right. So tell us what lessons that you took away from the Titan Games.
So I mentioned that I wasn't traditionally a competitor. Something that I didn't tell you either is that I never thought of myself as an athlete before. I mentioned earlier that I did a lot of like kind of nerdy stuff in high school. I didn't play sports. I didn't grow up with an athletic background. So working out was something that came into my life later on. And when I left the Titan Games, I was like, man, I was up here with some of the best athletes this country has to offer. And I feel like, I did a great job and I'm a competitor. I'm an athlete. I started to see myself in this new light. Like, wow, Christina, like you are an athlete and you don't have to grow up playing sports to be an athlete. And so that was kind of a revelation for me of like, okay, well, I'm doing this. I did that. So
that's awesome.
A big thing I learned about myself. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you can take that confidence back to your girls and just prove to them that they can do anything that they put their minds to.
Absolutely.
Huh.
That's great.
Well, here's one of the questions that my 9-year-old had.
Okay.
She wants to know how much The Rock weighs. I don't know how you would know that, but she wanted me to ask you.
Let's say he was at least 250 pounds of muscle. I gotta say, he's tall and just broad. You know what I mean? Just big.
Yeah. So he's just as big in person as like he looks like in the show on TV.
Yeah, he's a big.
Yeah. Okay. Bigger stuff. Okay, and then my 6-year-old's question was, are you really strong?
For me,
she's waiting to see the show. She hasn't seen it, so.
Yeah. I mean, for me, I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'm in the spectrum of, let's just put women in a whole all around the world. I'm probably somewhere in the middle,
Yeah.
Stronger
than me, I can tell you that.
And me.
Together, Sarah.
Hey, not the strength, but yeah. All that you've done and been through, that's way stronger than me.
They're the women I work out with daily, like, man, when people look at me and they're like, wow, Christina, you're so strong. I'm like, thanks. Like, I am. Thank you. And then I go to the gym and I'm like, oh my gosh, some of my friends are just like way stronger than me. And I'm like, one day I'll be as strong as them. So it's always funny how you always have someone else to look up to, right?
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah, you got to always keep, what is it that saying? Now I'm going to butcher it because I'm on live. So you're only as good as your, oh gosh, I think I'm jacking it up. What's the quote, Sarah? You know what I'm talking about?
No, I can Google it.
No. You're a compilation of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and in order to be better, you can't be the most successful in your group. You have to keep yourself with people who are better than you in some way. So you can always have something to try to, achieve.
Yeah, absolutely.
That took a long time to get to that.
I'd say, strength, like we always think of just like physical strength, but man, like I'd say my mental strength and emotional strength probably surpasses any sort of physical strength I could ever have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's
what
what I
gives you
think.
that? Go ahead, Sarah.
I was just going to say, that's what I always think of when you start working out and you start doing something, challenging yourself, whether it's jogging or lifting weights, which I've never lifted weights, but I've jogged a few times. And it's like the transformation, like just in your brain and your confidence is so much bigger than what you see on the outside. And so I was interested to see if those types of changes occurred in you more than the physical transformation. Because I know you've worked out for a while, but just what did it do to your emotional health and your mental health and all of that and your confidence?
Yeah. But my confidence shot up for sure. And when I got back and I went to the gym, I just thought I can push a little harder. I can go a little longer. And mentally, I was just better set. I was kind of one of those girls in the gym that's like, if it gets too hard, I'll just kind of back off a little bit. You know what I mean? Even leading up to the Titan Games, I've kind of always been like, it's like, no need to take myself to a dark place. Why would I do that? I'm not a professional athlete. But now I feel better about pushing my limits and testing myself, because how will I get better if I don't do that? And so much of that is the mental game. And your mind can be such a powerful, strong thing. And when you're in control of that and you can really push through that, that's where the real victories come.
I love that, because so much of what we do requires that mental stamina that things get hard and we give up. And when we can, do some of the things that we in our minds told ourselves we couldn't do, physical, then it just really changes that inside of our heads on what we think we're capable of. So that's great.
And it matters who you go to the gym with. Because I had one of my very best friends in the world. I used to go to the gym with her every day. And there was some days that we would get there and we would leave to go have wine.
But,
we'd be like, yeah, not today. We're not going to do this today. She is in another state now, so now I have to keep myself motivated. If I stop to drink wine now, it's only my fault.
I'm definitely not perfect by any means, but I do share a pretty good relationship with a lot of people at my gym, and we help keep each other accountable. And so it does make it a little easier because you have someone on that journey with you.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, Sarah, we need to become each other's accountability partners.
Well, I did start a dental running group. It's a closed group, and there's only probably 20 of us. But
Sarah has 37 groups.
Probably.
Oh my God! I have 3 social media platforms, and I'm like, I don't have time.
I love social media because I like meeting people and learning from people. People like you, we get to meet. So that's why I love it. So I do have a question at the end when we get to the audience. So a really good one just came in. So I'm excited about that when it's time. Not time yet, but towards the end, Matt will ask her.
So where do you get that motivation from, Christina?
I think now the motivation comes from having my daughters. For so long, it has just us us 3. And I just felt that pressure of being everything that they looked up to in a human being, let alone a mother and a woman. But I was kind of playing that, as cliche as it is, but a dad role too, and mentor, mother, everything. And so I was just like, I liked the way that working out made me feel. It made me be more patient with them. It helped me stay focused. It helped me give energy. When I got divorced, the girls, Juliet is my baby. She was a newborn, and Isabella was not even 2 yet. And I was doing it by myself. And I was just like, I need some energy here. I'm going to die. So, well, that's funny because sometimes you go to the gym and you feel like you're going to die too. So you're okay. But, you know, after a while it kicks in and it gives you that energy and you feel like you can go longer. And I ultimately want to be healthy for them for the long haul, you know, and I know some medical conditions that run in my family, heart disease for one, and we all know periodontal disease can affect the heart. So, you know, not only just our dental health, but, you know, physically, I just wanted my body to be good. And so they definitely were my number one driver to stay and be motivated. They're watching me. They're always watching me, you know. They see everything I do. So if I can at least set that example for them, they don't like to work out per se right now, but I am hoping that one day they do. But they'll always have that image in their head that mommy goes to the gym, women are strong, women are capable, because I did it myself with them. So they'll always kind of know that as they continue to learn and get older.
Yeah, that's the best kind of motivation, I think, is for your babies.
Yeah, my babies.
Yeah, and you cook with them. I saw your little like cha-cha dancing on your. I had to go through your Instagram.
I love to dance. Me more so than them. I think right now they think I'm funny. I know here soon they're gonna think I'm super annoying, but yeah, they literally do everything with me. Like
Do they go to the gym with you?
They do. They go so as much as I can, I'll go during my lunch break or after work when they're still in school or something, but more times than not, they're coming right along with me. And sometimes they'll climb the rope or swing on a bar, but, you know, they're not quite at that lifting weights stage yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, they do everything with me and go everywhere with me.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you weren't, excuse me, always into fitness and working out. Like, did you just jump into CrossFit, or did you try to condition a little bit, or how did that journey get started?
I'd say originally it was with joining the Air Force. So I told you I joined when I was 22. Prior to that, I probably never ran a day in my life, like legit. And the Air Force kind of forced me to get at least healthy. I wouldn't say I was fit. I didn't have any muscle or anything, but I was healthy. And after having my second daughter is when I had joined the Air National Guard. So I had more time to be home with them. And I had gained a lot of weight. I'm 5'6". And so after I had Juliet, I was probably around 200 pounds. And I just kind of jumped right into it. And I started only going like 2 days a week. And then, you know, it went to 3 days and 4 days, and I was addicted, you know, and within 6 months, I saw changes to my body. I saw myself getting stronger. And so I kind of just dove right into the CrossFit, but I guess you could say there was some leading up to it. However, I was overweight when they started.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's cool. I mean, to know that the changes that you went through in such a short amount of time, you just kind of jumped right into it, and look where you are now. So that's inspiring for a lot of people that are intimidated or scared to get healthy.
And you know, it wasn't like I just lost the weight and I just kept getting fitter every year. Like that was a time in my life where I was still going to school full time and working 2 jobs and having the girls. So I had good years where I was healthy and fit, and then maybe I had the 6 months downslide of where, guess what? The gym doesn't come first right now. Work comes first. Education comes first. The girls obviously come first. Mm-hmm. So I had through the years, because that was Juliet's 7, you know, so that was 7 years ago, almost 8 years ago, actually. And so I had years of really good health and fitness. And so it kind of came and went. But once I was done with hygiene school, and I was able to provide a living without working several jobs, and I didn't have to study every night. So you get to go to work and come home and do my 1 week in a month. I can focus more on going to the gym. So the past 3 years, I'd say, is where most of my fitness has really sort of kicked in and dialed in. But that's just because things have settled down for me, and I'm not, you know, life isn't so chaotic and stressful anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, graduating is like the best thing, isn't it? Because you actually get a life back.
Yeah, you ladies know the best. Oh my gosh, you're just like, am I going to make it through this?
Yeah. Yes.
Not a
Yes,
lot,
for
but I'll make it for sure.
Yeah. So, side note, my daughter's names are Harley Isabella and Lila Joliet.
Okay. This was obviously destined to happen.
I know, right? When she said the names, I was like, oh my, like I can't interrupt.
Wait, Christina, I gotta tell you something. Just let me interrupt.
And we were all sharing before we started that we all have kids that are like almost the exact same ages.
Yeah.
So that's really cool.
Yeah.
So we all we get it and we understand what everybody's going through. So
yeah.
Another cool thing about social media, guys, you just get to connect with people that support you and know what you're going through. So.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Christina, what's the best piece of advice you would say that you've ever gotten?
You know, it actually came from one of the first dentists I ever worked with, and it's applied through so many times in my life for so many things. He said, when you start something, don't stop until you finish. And essentially he was saying, be consistent, right? So consistency has always been key. Have I always been consistent with everything I've done? Absolutely not. But when I was consistent, I was successful, meaning getting those classes done so I could get accepted to hygiene school. That meant being a good mother and knowing how to parent and choosing a parenting style, being consistent with the gym or my nutrition. When I was consistent, I was the most successful. So, yeah, I don't know if he'd watch this, but his name is Dr. Andrew Larson. He was the first dentist I ever worked with. Always remember is him saying that to me, and that was back in probably 2007, you know? And
I bet he's super proud of you, so that's cool.
He did say, he's like, the first dental assistant I ever had is on the Titan Games.
He knows how to choose them well.
Yeah, that's awesome. He's probably going to think that he's going to get Insta famous now. He's like Dr. Constantine.
Oh, yeah.
Except with his ex-assistant.
The dancing dentist guy.
Yeah, you know who that is. He does. Yeah.
Katrina's been trying to get him on the Mueller report for a while now, but we never know.
I know he won't even respond to me.
He was like, a dental hygienist? Yes, sign me up. I know.
So we have Christina now, so all is good. So.
Yeah, and she's got moves too, Dr. Constantine. So. All right, so I have one more question. I know that you're a new hygienist, and I'm sure that you are just absolutely in love with your career because it is a great career. But if you could pick any career ever, and what would it be?
Well, we all know I want to be Oprah, but
yeah.
You know, honestly, it would be so cool to just, you see those people who work out for a living and they get paid to do it. I just would like, if I just could work out for a living, that would be awesome. It's totally not realistic by any means, but if someone was like, Christina, I'll pay you monthly to work out, I'd say, done. I'm done. I will do it.
Oh my gosh, I totally know what you could do because Autumn from Beachbody, I mean, you could totally do a Beachbody video.
Or she could have her own workout videos online and like have subscribers and do new content every month.
We're really good at coming up with stuff. We always do this to people. We're like, this is what you need to do.
You guys are managers now.
Awesome. Yeah. All right. Well, that's cool. That's cool. That totally sounds like you. I would follow you. I would take some tips from you.
Yeah, absolutely. And if somebody was going to pay me to work out, I might do it too, you know?
It's a little bit more motivating if you're getting paid, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's an app that pays you, Sarah.
Oh, they do, huh?
Yeah. There's an app that pays you to work out.
Look into that. I downloaded an app one time. It was like for walking. It counted your steps, and you got like so many coins per step, but you had to walk a lot to make anything. So I deleted it. Was not cutting it.
So funny.
Sometimes you're like, at the gym, you're like, I pay someone to to torture me like this. You're like, I am paying for this. This is absurd. So
yeah.
Funny.
All right. Well, Sarah, did we have any questions from our viewers?
Yes, we do. So Matt Crespin says, maybe, oh, let me put it up on the screen. Maybe she can't answer this, but does she get to share on the show a little bit about what dental hygienists do?
I'm not sure what will appear, but I was asked several times about like, what is a dental hygienist? What is entailed in my job, and do I love it? So I did answer and was super excited to talk about, systemic health and periodontal disease and treating and diagnosing and, and how we get to treat these patients. And so anytime I was asked about my career, I definitely just like went on and on and on about it.
That's awesome.
Good.
I do have
Thank you.
a question about how, because dental hygiene and coaching are very similar. You try to motivate your patients. Has your experience with this, getting better physically and, the whole transformation that's occurred within you from getting healthy, working out, has that changed or has that made a difference in any of your, the way that you talk with patients or your coaching or anything like that?
I could say I can relate to my patients so well, whether it's I have an overweight patient who their nutrition isn't healthy and that's affecting them, or someone who, you commonly hear, I didn't grow up going to the dentist and now I'm scared, things like that. And it's like, I didn't grow up going to the dentist. I was once overweight. I once didn't know how to floss either. And so being able to relate and then show them now people, because, they'll be like, oh, your smile is so pretty and white. And it's like, I didn't grow up going to the dentist either. And you can turn it around no matter where you're at in life. I don't care what age you are or how long you hadn't been. You're here now and we're turning it around. And so I think that relatability helps me coach them a little bit easier, and it makes them feel comfortable and they feel safe to listen to me and try the things I'm suggesting to them.
Mm-hmm. I think that's awesome. Because a lot of patients are, I hear echo. I don't know where it's coming from.
It's you.
I think
Okay. It's okay. No, I was just saying a lot of patients, they think they have to be perfect to make progress. And so the fact that you can teach them that you just start with the best that you can do and kind of go from there.
I think Christina's frozen.
Oh, there she is.
There she is.
Weird face. I'm always making a weird face. For sure.
Yeah, you were like this. You're like.
It was great.
we get frozen all the time. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, this show is all about being real. That is for sure.
Yes.
Good. That's what I'm trying to represent, honestly.
Good. I'm sorry, Sarah. What were you saying?
Oh, I don't even remember. I think it was about no, just how when you can relate to patients, like what you were saying. Like so many patients or people think they have to be perfect and they've got to floss every single night. And the fact that you can relate to them and say, hey, I didn't start out the way I am now, just that, like you said, that relatability factor is good with hygiene and being able to coach people through their oral health. So
perfectly said. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I think we've been on almost an hour, so we want to be aware of your time, so we don't want to keep you too long. But was there anything, we have a comment. You might know this person.
Do you know Heather? Joy?
Oh, I served with her in the Air Force.
Oh. Yeah. So if there's anything that you wanted to add that we didn't touch on or anything that you just, want to bring up, then this would be a great time to go over that. But if not, then
We also want to know where we can find you.
Yes.
And when is the Titan Games airing, and all of that, all the info, all the stuff we need.
All the stuff. So I think you ladies asked some amazing questions. So I feel like anything I'd want to put out in the world is exactly what you asked me, and we got that across. We know that dental hygienists rock. We're super important people. I covered all the basics about me. So I can be found on Instagram at Bee Sting the Beauty. A lot of people think it's bee sting, like, ouch, I got stung by a bee, but it's actually like beast as in Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, I totally got it.
So BASTING, the Beauty. And I have a Facebook page, and I did that more so just so if people were interested in following what was going on with me in the Titan Games, you can find me at Christina Luna, and it has one of my Titan Games pictures on there. And then I created a Twitter, so I'm on there too. I'm not as active on there. And then the Titan Games is going to premiere. I believe they said there's a 2-hour premiere, January 3rd, and 8 p.m. And I'm not sure if that's Eastern time, I think. So yeah, I hope everyone tunes in, and especially all my dental folks, you know, like we gotta represent. So.
Sure. We'll be definitely. Yeah.
Yay!
Me, both of my girls. I'm excited to hear that it's January 3rd because I don't know why I thought it was the 7th. So I would have been really mad if I would have missed it.
Yeah. January 3rd.
All right. We're going to be cheering you on. And thank you so much. Guys, she is not just beautiful on the outside, but she is gorgeous on the inside. And we're so glad that you came to talk with us on the Molar Report.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I promise you, I got so excited when I saw like dental hygiene. Oh, I got to do this. Like this is, I said I have a group of dental hygiene friends, but I'm actually the only dental hygienist at my office. So I feel really lonely all the time. I'm like, I need a dental hygienist. It's cool, you know, because nobody understood. You know?
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Christina.
Okay. We'll be rooting for you. We'll see you soon.
All right.
Yes, thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.